In an isolated room, Lena is interrogated by men in hazmat suits. She is asked how long she thinks she was inside, how she survived as long as she did, and where the rest of her team is. A comet crashes to Earth and into a lighthouse. Lena teaches a biology class on dividing cells, and they view a cell from a tumor. Dan tries to convince Lena to come over for a barbecue, telling her that it would not be an insult to her husband's memory, especially since it has been a year. Lena politely declines and instead does some painting at home. Suddenly, Lena's husband, Kane, arrives home, except he is distant and unresponsive. When she asks about where he was, he recalls very little. He doesn't remember how or when he got back, where he was, or how long he was gone. Lena asks again how he got home. Kane only says that he saw the room with her in it and that he recognized her. After Kane drinks some water, Lena notices blood in the glass. Kane is rushed to the hospital while coughing up blood. The ambulance is pulled over and Kane is removed while Lena is tranquilized. She awakens in a room with Dr. Ventris, a psychologist. When Lena asks where her husband is, Ventris ignores her and instead asks when Kane arrived home and if he told her anything about his mission. After being told Kane is here but is suffering from multiple organ failures, Lena asks to know where he was so that she can help him. Outside the building, Lena sees a barrier called the Shimmer. Ventris explains that it started 3 years ago at a lighthouse. No one knows what it is or anything about it because every team or drone that has been sent in has never come back. The Shimmer is also slowly expanding and soon it will reach their base of operations and eventually cities or entire states. Lena recalls one of her last memories with Kane before he left. She asks about where he is going this time since she has a weird feeling about it from his silence. His answers remain vague, so she playfully mocks him. At present, Lena meets with Anya and the rest of her crew. Light chit-chat ends abruptly when Lena discovers this team, including Dr. Ventris, will be heading into the Shimmer. When the team brings up Kane as the sole survivor of the Shimmer, Lena hides that he is her husband. Lena asks why Ventris is going into the Shimmer. Ventris tells her how she has been the one to profile the volunteers and create the teams, and after watching so many failed expeditions, she became determined to see for herself. Lena then also volunteers to enter the Shimmer. Lena explains to Lomax how she felt she owed her husband and that is why she volunteered, despite knowing every other team failed. The team of 5 head towards the Shimmer, standing before it a moment before stepping inside. In that moment, Lena and Dan are briefly seen having sex. She awakens inside a tent to the sound of a light rain. The environment within the Shimmer is bright, beautiful, and vibrant. Lena and the rest of the team are disoriented and have no memory of setting up camp or anything after entering the Shimmer for that matter. Based on their food supply, they believe they have been within the Shimmer for around 4 days. All the comms equipment doesn't work and the compass is out of whack. The team agrees to attempt navigating south using the sun in hopes of reaching the shoreline. After a while, they come across an abandoned building in the swamp. Lena inspects the flowers, noticing completely different looking species all connect to the same branch. The women look around for anything useful when Josie is abruptly yanked into the hut. She is pulled into the water where the other women rush in to rescue her. A massive albino alligator creature exits the hut and crawls onto the shore chasing after them.
Holy fuck!
Only after being shot by multiple rounds does the creature finally die. Lena inspects the creature afterwards and they note how the teeth seem to be similar to a shark's teeth. Back in the interrogation room, Lena recalls how the mutations became more extreme as they got closer to the lighthouse. She considered that the mutations may have been hallucinations, but the fact they were shared by the entire team made it unlikely. Cass and Lena share a personal conversation, and Lena explains how her husband was KIA, but does not share that he was the survivor that escaped the Shimmer. Cass is sorry for her, but she figured there had to be something to compel her to volunteer for this mission. She points out how every one of them are damaged goods in their own way. They come across a military fort that used to be the headquarters before the Shimmer devoured it. They enter the building, noting gear that was perhaps left behind by one of the other teams. Lena discovers timestamps and names, including Kane's, on a board. They agree to keep the perimeter guarded, believing that was what the previous team was doing. Ventris discovers a video card left behind for those that follow. In the video, Kane cuts one of his crew open. What is revealed to be inside him is horrifying. Ventris wanders off to an empty pool, finding bodies stuck inside a growth on the wall. After collecting some samples, they quickly vacate the area. Kane says goodbye to Lena when he is called in for the mission a day early. He departs immediately after telling her he loves her. Unable to sleep, Lena looks at some of her samples under a microscope. Afterwards, she leaves to check on Ventress, who is currently on watch, but for some reason she is on ground level. Ventress plans their next move towards the lighthouse for tomorrow. Lena asks Ventress why her husband signed up for a suicide mission. Ventress believes it was a sense of self-destruction programmed into everyone and not suicide. Suddenly they hear a loud sound and Lena notices that the fence has been ripped open.
Shepard! Shepard!
The women run after her, calling out, but the silence is deafening. Josie and Anya argue that they should try to head back and escape the Shimmer with what information they have gathered so far. Ventress, however, disagrees, saying they still have no answers and that she will continue to the lighthouse alone if she must. Lena agrees they should try to escape, but says she believes that heading to the coast is the fastest way. Lomax accuses Lena of lying to the team. Lena argues that she didn't know which way would be better, but admits that she wanted to continue to the lighthouse. On their way forward, they come across Cass's shoe, and Lena goes alone to look for her. She comes across some mutated deer with branches for antlers. Finally, she finds a very dead Cass with her throat bitten out and heads back to the rest of the team. They arrive at an overgrown town and decide to stay for the night. In a playground, some bushes have grown in the shape of people. Josie believes the Shimmer is a prism that refracts everything within it, distorting radio signals and mixing DNA.
What do you mean all DNA?
She's talking about our DNA.
The team picks a house to rest in and they secure the doors and windows before going to sleep. Lena looks at a drop of her own blood, seeing that her own cells are already mutating. After having sex with Dan, Lena immediately calls it a mistake. Lena fears that Kane already knows about their affair. Lena awakens to Anya standing over her with a gun, accusing her of lying. She knocks her out and ties the three of them up. Anya holds Lena's necklace with Kane's photo in it. Anya goes on to say that the other teams were either killed by the Shimmer or they went crazy and killed each other. Anya asks Lena if she went crazy and killed Cass, since she never saw the bear herself. Anya suddenly doubts herself, wondering if she is the one going crazy.
And you tied me to a chair and cut me open.
Are my insides gonna move like my fingerprint?
Anya then points out that it is not she who is tied to a chair, when suddenly they all hear a scream for help. She runs out the door looking for Cass as the other three struggle to break free. The bear slowly enters the room as it screams in Cass's voice. The bear bites Josie's shoulder when Anya shows back up, shooting the bear. It mauls her to death and continues the eerie screams as it attacks Lena. Josie shoots the bear's head, killing it. Ventress prepares to leave, saying they are running out of time before their minds and bodies disintegrate. Josie asks if she was right about the refractions. Lena tells her that she checked her own blood and confirms she is right. Josie explains to Lena how she doesn't want to become mutated in pain like Cass and the bear, and unlike Lena and Ventress, she doesn't want to fight the Shimmer. Leaves sprout all over Josie's arms as she wanders away and disappears. Lomax asks Lena to explain how each of them disappeared, one by one, all except for her.
I had to come back. I'm not sure any of them did.
Lena breaks down crying before gathering herself to carry on again. She at last reaches the coast and heads toward the lighthouse. Strange crystal-like formations and trees are scattered around the beach. Outside the lighthouse lie human bones. Lena hurries past and inside the lighthouse. Within, she sees strange growth surrounding a hole in the ground. She finds a camera pointed towards a human corpse. On the footage is Kane. He sits before the camera saying how he thought he was a man, but now he is not sure. He describes his flesh moving like liquid and his mind being unhinged.
If you ever get out here, you find Lena. I will.
Lena watches in horror as Kane then blows himself up with a grenade, leaving nothing but a charred corpse behind as a second Kane walks forward from behind the camera. Lena hears voices from within the hole and crawls inside and down the tunnel. Inside the chamber sits a person without eyes. Lena calls out to Ventress and she turns, appearing normal again. She reminds Lena that she needed to know what was inside the lighthouse. Ventress says that it is inside her now and that it is unlike them. Suddenly, a fire-like energy erupts out of Ventress and moves about the room as her entire body lights up. Afterwards, what remains is nothing short of mesmerizing. Lena gazes into it enthralled as blood begins being drawn from her face straight to it. The cells begin splitting and multiplying at an alarming rate until a human-like shape appears before her. Lena shoots at it to no avail. Lena tries to escape, running up the tunnel, but it is already there. It begins mirroring her movements about the room. Lena tries to hit it with the tripod, but is knocked out. Lena makes a break for the exit, but is crushed against the door by the mimic. After she stops struggling, they both collapse to the floor. The mimic continues to mirror Lena's every move as she stands. Lena attempts to back away, but the mimic slowly steps forward with her instead. She finds an extra grenade in Kane's bag and hands it to the mimic. The mimic suddenly starts changing, looking more and more like Lena, until a perfect copy of Lena stands with the grenade in her hands. Lena runs out the door, leaving her copy behind. The flaming Lena copy becomes a faceless shape once again. It stands against the wall and the growth is set ablaze. Fire engulfs the lighthouse while Lena backs away. The mimic crawls back to the center of the chamber beneath. All the crystal trees erupt into flames and disintegrate on the ground. When Lomax asks if it was alien, Lena nods. He asks what it wanted, and Lena believes it didn't want anything. Lena believes the alien was trying to create something new, not destroy. Lomax tells her that a team breached the lighthouse and everything within was ash. Lena asks about her husband, and Lomax tells her that a few hours after the shimmer disappeared, Kane stabilized and was lucid. Lena realizes that the man before her is not Kane, her husband. He asks if she is Lena. They embrace as their eyes both shimmer different colors.